Okay, hi Billy. This is a first video attempt. And what I'm going to do in this video is do what are called brocades and breathing exercises that are sort of one of the first core sections of Qigong. What you're going to want to do is sit on a chair that has no arms so that you can swing your arms freely. You want to sit in the chair, sit up, and sit comfortably. Hands on your legs is fine. And we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and show you these moves. So here we go. The first one is called Hold the Sky. What we're going to do is take our hands and just kind of cross them over in front of our lap here. And what we're going to do is move them gently up. Just keep breathing while you're doing this. But what I'm going to do is roll my hands over so that I'm touching the sky, holding the sky with my hands. And then after I get up there, I'm going to stretch a little to the one side and stretch to the other side, and then bend to one side, and then bend to the other side, and then slowly bring my arms down very purposefully and bring it back. And we're going to do 3 of these. So here's another one. Bring it up. Go ahead and breathe gently while you're doing it. And then reach and touch the sky, hold the sky, and then slide one side, the other side, and a gentle twist. Now this is always, always, always gentle. You want to go no more than 70% of your capacity, and if it's sore, no more than 40%. All right, that was 2. Here we go again, lifting up, holding the sky, stretching to one side and the other, and then gently twisting to the other and back down. Okay. Now the next one we're going to do is called a bellows breath. And what we're going to do is a set of 32 just really hard pushes with our breath from our stomach. And in order to do that, we're going to actually put our hands on our stomach. And you don't have to do everything perfectly. Just put your hands down on your stomach, however is comfortable. And we're just going to blow out. And I'm going to do 4 sets of 8. So 1. Okay, that's your first set of 8. And then we're going to do 3 more. Okay, put your hands down. You might be a little lightheaded. Go ahead and catch your breath. And as soon as you're ready, we're going to move on to the next one, which is touch heaven and earth. And the touch heaven and earth is one that I have already shown you, but basically it's going to start like pretending you're holding a little ball with your hands. And what you're going to do is reach up with one hand to touch heaven, and then down with the other hand, and you're going to actually like do this if you can, and then push down and push up. Now, okay, and just stretch a little, and then come back and kind of roll that ball over to switch to the other hands, and arch the wrist if you can. And that was 1 set, okay? And so we're going to do another set. Okay, we're doing a few, and this is all really slow. It's a gentle stretch, not a hard stretch. What we're doing here is we're actually pumping the craniosacral fluid up and down your spinal cord. This is one of the best ways to get some energy flowing in your body. Okay, so that was 2, okay, maybe 3. Okay, I apologize. We want to do 8 of these, okay? So I'm going to just keep going here. I'm going to call that 4. Sorry, I lost track. And let's do 5, and the other half of it. And then 5. And don't worry if you can't reach all the way up or down or whatever. Just do what you can. Everything is right. All movement is good. It does not require perfect form. Okay, I think that's our 6. And I'm gonna do a couple more here. All right. This is the 7. And you know, if your arms are getting tired, just stop. There's no absolute requirement to do 8. If you just get too tired, you can stop anytime you want. Okay, so that's touch heaven and earth. And that's a really important one. Now, the next one is called Dragon Comes Out of the Sea. What we're going to do is put our hands together in front of our chest. And this is really just a breathing out exercise. We're gonna go. It's almost like we're going to make that dragon explode out of the sea. Do that 4 or 5 times. No, it doesn't matter how many times. Okay, now what we're going to do is a series of neck stretches. Again, always gentle, never push, never, if it hurts too much, back off. So here we go. The first one is to look backwards over the shoulder. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to take a deep breath in. And then we're going to look off over to the side. And what you're going to do is actually not just move your head until it's comfortable stretch, but not too much. And then move your eyes as if you're trying to look further with your eyes. And then come back and take a breath in. And then go to the other side, look backwards over your shoulder. And then look forward and breathe. And then back. So this is the second pair. And you're just trying to keep the movement gentle and smooth. Don't forget to roll those eyes if you can. You're also exercising the eye muscles and keeping good mobility there too. And this is the last one. And stretch and come back to center. Okay, the next one we're going to do is head up and down. So what we're going to do is just, again, make sure you're kind of sitting up, kind of straight. And then look up at the ceiling. And then down to the floor. These are very slow, very gentle movements. Now what I'm going to have you do is open up your jaw as you look at the top. Ah. And then close your jaw. And then open and close. That's the 5th one. And I'm going to do 8 here. That's 6. But if you're uncomfortable or it gets tiring, just stop. There's no need to do all of these. And one more. And come to the center. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do is roll our head in circles. So to do that, we're going to just kind of lean a little bit to the one side and then just kind of let your head fall forward and roll around. Now go ahead and keep your back relatively stable. You're not trying to roll your back, just your neck. And if you're hearing cracks and pops, that's completely normal. That's actually the fluids are in the joints there and they're cracking and popping. And what we're actually trying to do by doing this motion is to put more fluid into them to give, it sort of forces fluids into those joints that are popping and cracking. And that is 7, I think. And we're going to do one more to this side. And then now we're just going to do 8 the other direction. And again, you can stop early. It's no problem. Do what feels comfortable. Don't do more than you feel like you can. So that's 2. One of the things that I try to do is visualize, and that's 3. Sort of just generally keeping my back, just kind of try to connect my tailbone to the top of my head, and just like try to keep that back, not rigid, but just kind of connected and stable while you let your neck do the actual stretching and moving. There you go, and that's your 8, I think. All right, now the next one is a cervical extension. What we're going to do is stretch out the top of your neck. So the first thing you're going to do is take your hands and kind of put them in the back of the chair, all right? And then you're going to keep your back straight, but you're going to stick your head out and forward a little bit. So see what I'm doing? I'm kind of like sticking, not chin up, just chin forward, okay? Now, when I've got that, I've kind of got my back stretched, and what I'm talking now to is the upper back and the lower neck. So what we're going to do is scan the sea. So we're going to take our breath in, and then we're going to look over to one side as if we're scanning the horizon on the sea. And then back to the center, and then over to the other side. And the whole time, you're keeping your shoulders back and your neck forward. If there's any pain, don't do it. If it gets tired, just stop. There's no magic thing here, and don't go too far so that it hurts. All right, and you want to do 6 to 8 of those as well. Breath in, breathe out, breath in, breathe out. We'll call that the last one, okay? Now, the next one we're going to do is called Look Up at the Moon. But to start with, what we do is we drop our chin to our chest. And then we take our breath, and now we're going to roll the head sideways and look up as if we're looking up at the moon. Use your eyes to look up as much as your head. Don't make your neck do more than it's comfortable doing. Just take your neck to wherever it wants to go, and then take your eyes and look up at that moon. Okay, there we go, and that's 3. Once again, what we're trying to do here is open up flow and movement into these areas, and they're gonna all feel stiff and clogged and all of those things, but that's exactly why we do this. It's not a contest, it's just a gentle movement, and don't push too hard. All right, I'm gonna do one more pair. One up, and to the other side. Okay, now, the next thing we're gonna do is another quick move where we're going to put our arms into the prayer position, and we're going to put them in front of our heart, okay? And then what we're going to do is, to the best of our ability, is roll it back and bring the elbows up as if you're just you're trying to point to your heart with your fingertips. And so we go prayer and then point and bring up the elbows. And again, this is all slow and gentle. We're just trying to bring a little movement into those shoulders and upper back. And you don't have to be perfect with your fingers or your thumb or anything. Just do what you can. And let's do one more. All right. Now, and this is definitely if you can, because I even find this one difficult to do. If you cross over your fingers, now we're going to try to do some figure eights where we're going to go roll to one side and then the other, and let your body gently sway as you're doing it. Okay, 2, 3, 4, and I'm already getting a little tired. We're going to go the other direction now. 1, 2. If you can't do it, just put your hands in your lap. It's fine. Do as many as you can and then stop. There's no contest here. All right, there we go. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is put our fingers up on our shoulders, and we're just going to do a really simple rotation. Do it forward first. You can do 4 of those, and then 4 in the backward. Just slow. You're just trying to get those shoulders to move a little bit. All right. Now, the next thing I'm going to have you do is just take your fingers, if you can reach, and see if you can tap the base of the neck. And all we're trying to do is just get some good activation and flow. This part of your neck is kind of the choke point, if you will, for all the fluids and things, and you just want to try to open things up. So there you go. All right. Now, one more thing, if you can, take your fingers, cross them over, put them behind your head so that you're just kind of like, up here with your elbows, and then just gently back and forth. Now what we're trying to do is open up the upper back a little bit. Again, don't push too hard. Just gently back and forth and open up that upper back. That's all we're trying to do. And you do, maybe 6 of those, not too many. All right, now, the next thing we're going to do is this time we're going to roll our shoulders again, but we're just going to drop our hands, and just without moving our hands anywhere, we're just going to roll backwards. And this is one where I really actually have to try to tell my back to be a little more like don't let myself twist too much to one side. I try to sit up where I can, and that seems to help these shoulders not click and pop quite as badly, although they do. And then when you're done doing about 4 of those, do them in the opposite direction. All right, 3 and 4. And the last 2 moves, abdominal breathing, I'm going to just have you put your hands on your stomach and breathe in. And what you're trying to do is push your hands out with your stomach, so you're doing abdominal breathing. And you just want to you're actually going to do 6 breaths and try to fill up as much as you can. And then hold it for a few seconds, and then we're going to let it go. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. And then breathe out. One more time. Hold. And let it go. All right. And then the final move of the sequence is Ping Chi. And this is something that actually removes carbon dioxide from your body. So what I want you to do is make a couple little fists, okay? And go and punch out. What you're going to do is go ha, 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 ha. There you go. There's your stretch and breathe sequence.